Hello, and welcome back to another edition of the SU Coaches Corner. I'm your host, Josh Klein. I have the pleasure of being joined by the head of the men and women's swimming and diving team here at Susquehanna and Jerry Foley. Thanks for coming on with us, Coach.
Thanks for having me, Josh.
So the season is winding down as the team prepares for the Landmark Championships. Can you tell us a little bit about how the season has gone and which swimmers have really performed very well for the team this year?
Yeah, so the season has gone as scripted. I mean, we train really hard in the fall. We don't compete every weekend. We take some weekends off to train, and then we do a short little invite. We actually split the squad this year. Some went to Kenyon, some went to Gettysburg. That turned out to be a real success. And then we do a heavy load of training, after that through winter break, go on a training trip, and that was really successful. Then we come back and we race a lot, and I feel like we're in a really good position right now. We swam really well against Bloomsburg, probably the best we've ever done. Obviously they're Division II. While we didn't win the meet, we won a lot more races than we expected, so we felt really good about that. And then we finished off with Scranton with really nice performances there. It's really hard to single out, any particular swimmer or diver, because I feel like everybody's efforts is there. I would like to acknowledge my staff, however. I feel like their efforts have been extraordinarily high this year. Margaret, Katie, Josh, our diving coach, Margaret and Katie, assistant swim coaches. And then also Joe, our strength and conditioning coach, really strength for us, has really just done an outstanding job for us. So I feel like their efforts really should be commended, because without them, we're not going to have the success at the end of the year that we're anticipating.
And the women's team is looking to defend the Landmark title again this year after winning the last 7 straight championships. What does the team have to do in order to win the 8th title?
They just need to stay focused on the process of performance and not get wrapped up too much in winning titles or winning events or setting records. With that said, I feel our chances are pretty good if we just sort of get out our own way and perform and stay focused, on the process. We've done good work. And also, too, I think just coming together, staying together throughout a 3-day championship meet. Things happen over the course of 3 days. You never know what's going to happen between injuries or disqualifications. So you got to kind of ride the wave of emotions and stay together to come out on top at the end of a 3-day meet.
You have multiple upperclassmen that are really, as you mentioned, of trying to stay on top of everything and having that leadership. You have the multiple upperclassmen. What has their impact been, again, keeping the team on the path to success this year?
Yeah, I feel like we have great leadership, in particular with Joanne Butkus and Jess Josephiak. They really complement each other, and they've provided a real steady course for us throughout the season. And I think many of the women just look for them in terms of, how do they react in any situation and sort of take their lead. Mm-hmm. So they've been real steady, and I expect both of them to perform really well in their senior year. It's been my experience that seniors usually go out with a bang. They really know how to put it all together in their last, performance ever as a, college athlete.
And the men were in a tight battle last year for 2nd and 3rd place with Scranton. Mm-hmm. What are some of the goals for the men's team to have for the championships?
First of all, I think they've embraced an underdog mentality. Kind of go along with the Philadelphia Eagles right now, and I think they like that role. And again, I think just staying focused on performance. I think we have some real high-end opportunities where we have some individuals, I think, that can win some events and some relays. And I think they're just looking forward to going out there and competing to the best of their ability, and at the end of 3 days, see how we place. So,
where have you seen the most growth, especially on the guys' side? Where have you really seen the most improvement?
Well, we're really young, right? So the most growth has come from our sophomores and freshmen. They have really developed through the course of this year, the freshmen, and the sophomores have really started to shine. We only graduate one senior, Henry Chang. We'll miss Henry. but we have a real good foundation, and James Orzalek and Ryan Rizzuto have provided really good leadership as juniors to really, have this team ready to perform at their best next weekend.
And the women's team this year has seen great improvements in the diving events. What can we expect at the championships and beyond for the divers?
I'm really pleased that we have a high-level group of divers on the women's side. It wouldn't be beyond my thought to think that we can have 3 in the top 8, certainly in at least one of the boards, whether that be 1 meter or 3 meter, depending on how things shake out. So that would really be a lot of points for us. And then, we have one individual in Krista White who I think has the opportunity to qualify for NCAA zones, which is a pre-selection meet to go to NCAAs. So first you have to go to the zone meet, and then based on that meet, they then decide who goes to NCAAs. So if that happens, that would be a first time that we've ever had a diver go to that particular meet.
And Joan Buck, as you mentioned earlier, had a nice senior year. Where do you see her at the podium at the championships this year?
Certainly that's hard to predict, but it would surprise me if she wasn't in the top 3 in certainly her breaststroke events, which are her main events, and her contribution on the relays, whether she's anchoring the sprint freestyle or the breaststroke, gives our relays the opportunities to win. So she'll be high on the podium in multiple events is what I would expect.
And both the teams have been honored recently for their academic success. Can you tell us a little bit about what it takes for a swimmer to be successful in the pool as well as in the classroom?
Pretty simply, time management. Interestingly enough, I find that they get better grades while we're in season because they have less time to sort of goof around. You can get that, right, Josh? So, it's out of season that they kind of need to focus more and buckle down. But with that said, I think I'm very happy that both teams, have achieved this honor. And, it's definitely a goal, and it's something we focus on and are intentional about. The team really helps each other. If somebody's struggling, there's always somebody there that I've taken that class. Here's some tips, or, this is what you need to do. Go see this professor, or go get help here. So they really take on a mentorship role because it's important to us. The academic success is really important to us.
We wish you and the team the best of luck going forward. I'd like to thank Coach Jerry Foley for joining us here today on the SU Coaches Corner. I'm Josh Klein, and I hope to catch you next time.
Thanks, Josh. Have a great day.